Okay, so I'm ready to do this video for you. Don't mind me, I just got out of the shower. But, so what you do first, you want to make sure to trim your nails, file them, whatever you want to do, and then wash them really, really well. Use Dawn, I prefer, to get all the oils off. And then I'm going to show you my method like this. Sorry, it's kind of ghetto. Okay. Is that okay? No, that's not okay. Hold on. Okay, so what I do is after I wash my hands, I take my little buffer block and I buff just a little bit just to make sure it's nice and even. And then if you haven't already pushed your cuticles back, I push the cuticles back, and then there's going to be a little thing called the invisible cuticle. And so you can either take an orange stick, the flat edge, and scrape that off like this. Or if I need something a little bit more intense, I use my tweezers and I just scrape it off like that. I did most of this before the video, so I didn't have to take too long. So to get all that residue off, I take my little alcohol pad and just wipe really, really well with alcohol. I want to get all that oil off. And then I take my sheet and I cut it in half so that it's really easy. So I already know which one fits my finger, but to show you, I use the second one that for my first finger. And you just want to measure and you want to make sure it touches on no side of your nail. This one is always just a tiny, tiny bit small, but it works really well for me. So I take my tweezers on the flat side right here. You want to make sure you don't touch the curved side of the cuticle at all. This wrap will, if it touches any oils, it won't stick very well. So I take the flat edge and pull it off. And I lay the cuticle right as close as I can to the cuticle bed without touching any skin. And this one looks really good. I just eye it and make sure it looks really good. And then I hold it in front of the heat for just a few seconds. Okay, and it started to curl. Can you see that curl? So I take I do a wine cork. You can do whatever you want, but wine corks work really well for me. Start at the back and roll all the way down. And then roll off to the side. You like to use a decent amount of pressure. If you push too hard, it might stretch the wrap out a little bit, but I do a really decent amount of pressure. You want to make sure to go all the way around the cuticle too, just to make sure it's nice and sealed. All right. And then if you have any bubbles on the side or here, you can do the stretch method, I guess they call it. You just pull and stretch it out. It's already adhered really well to my nail. So I just pull the sides like this, make sure there's no bubbles. If you see anything that you're not happy with, heat it for a few more seconds. And pressure again. That's pretty much the whole thing. Heat and pressure until you're happy. So this one looks pretty good. So what I'm gonna do is trim the top off. I cut these really long, so I trim the top off just so it's not bothersome. Now, let's see. These white ones show a little easier. Okay, so what you're gonna do now is do all the rest of your nails. Once you're done with one hand, then I go back and do file the edges off. You want to make sure it cools down. If it's not cool, then it'll fray just a little bit. It's actually not terrible, but the recommended thing is to wait until the very end. And then I'm going to heat just a little bit more. There's a little bubble that popped up. I'm going to get out. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to file. And you can file straight down a 90-degree angle, or I go in just a little bit like this and takes off that edge right along the very tip just to make sure it doesn't snag. Because every once in a while it'll snag just a tad, and I think that's kind of annoying. I'm just going to file. Okay, and it just falls right off. A little bit more on the side. Alright, and there you go. Looks really good. If you want to do a little bit more, I guess if you want to be a little bit more certain, You can take a bag and stick your finger in the bag, wrap it real tight, hold it in front of the heat for another few seconds, and that seals that tip really well with the heat. The bag holds all the heat in, and it just really, really seals the tip good. And there you go. And you have the True Shine. So then you can start, you could do base coat and top coat on top of the wrap, and make sure you get it nothing on your skin. If you wipe all the way off, or all the gel off your skin, then you should be totally good, and it'll last for at least 2 weeks. So awesome. All right, well, good luck with your next application. If you have any questions, let me know.